This is the Leica SL3-S, the fastest Leica ever made. For the past 6 months, it's been my primary camera, and for good reason. I was honored to be selected as the global launch ambassador.
But God might be on vacation, and the promised land ain't never promised. My baby telling me to be patient, but the devil always working overnight, my darling.
My team and I had the incredible opportunity to create a film for the Leica SL3-S, and early on, we knew we were going to film the entire project on this camera. If you haven't already, please, I'd love for you to check out that video and leave your comments there. So pause this one, watch that, come back, and I promise I'll still be here. Now, I made a very special behind the scenes video in partnership with Leica where I talk about using this camera all over the world. That'll be dropping at a later date. With this video, I'm gonna give you an overview of the Leica SL3-S, and let's start with how this camera differs from the Leica SL3. The Leica SL3-S has a 24 megapixel backside illuminated sensor that sees an incredible jump in autofocus performance. With nearly 2.5 times the autofocus points and a more manageable file size compared to the SL3, users are gonna find out really quickly why this is Leica's fastest camera ever made. My team and I tested this camera in many countries and in many situations, and the SL3-S tracks subjects with an even higher degree of accuracy and speed, unlike any other Leica body before it. And the continuous autofocus performance takes this even further. You can use 5 frames per second in a 14-bit format and still use that continuous autofocus. But what's great about the SL3-S is that you can go into an electronic shutter and go to 30 frames per second and still have continuous focus. For those of you that need a high resolution file, whether it's for landscape or architecture, fine art, or a very patient model, there is a 96 megapixel multi-shot mode. The file is stitched entirely in camera and gives users another option to get more detail in the moment. One feature that stood out during my briefing, and I didn't believe it at first, but it is real. It's included with this camera, and that is content credentials. Coming from the M11P, the Leica SL3-S has the ability to uniquely encrypt each RAW file at the time of capture. This is great because if you want to have an additional layer of security on your files that allows you to validate its origin and any changes that are being made, you can do that with the Leica SL3-S. And if you want to ever check these changes, you can visit the Content Authenticity Initiative website, drag and drop your file, and see exactly where it came from. When it comes to the ISO, you have a native range of 100 to 200,000, and you can expand that low end to ISO 50. What's great about the Leica SL3-S is that you now have a dual base ISO system. For example, if you're shooting L-log video, you can shoot at a native ISO of 400 or 2500 if the lighting situation is a little bit difficult. The Leica SL3-S leans even more into filmmaking, and it's got some impressive features to come along with it. You have the ability for 6K open gate recording. That means it's recording the entire 3:2 aspect ratio of the sensor. You can also record Cinema 6K or Cinema 4K in a ProRes format internally to the camera. And if you have an external recorder, you can even do 6K RAW recording, which is fantastic. The only real bottlenecks for any of these formats is going to be power and storage. For extended recording, say for example, someone's recording a 2,000 word script for YouTube and it takes them about 3 hours to get through it, you have the option of SSD recording. Yes, with the Leica SL3-S, you can plug in an SSD and record directly to that storage. High capacity SSDs are just more accessible than high capacity CF Express B cards, making this feature both practical and user-friendly. So those are all the ways that the Leica SL3-S distinguishes itself from the Leica SL3 and creates a unique space for it in the Leica lineup. That's already a lot, but let's talk about the unique features that this camera shares with the Leica SL3. The Leica SL3-S is powered by the Maestro 4 processor with 8 gigabytes of buffer. It was already a very capable processor, but with this sensor, it reaches new heights. What's also unlocked with this processor is the ability to download Leica looks. This is a great way to add fresh looks to your JPEGs in the moment. The latest one is called Brass, and maybe it's because of my frequent trips and work in India, but it's probably my favorite one yet. And you can download that right to your device. The SL3-S also has 5-axis image stabilization, and it delivers about 5 stops of compensation. This was extremely valuable when we were recording in the field, and something that is uniquely tuned for video as well as photo. The camera's flash sync speed is 1/200, and the mechanical shutter limit is 1/8000. With respect to media, as I alluded to before, you have a CF Express B card slot and a UHS 2 SD card slot, making this something that's robust and versatile for all the work that you're gonna do. When it comes to displays, you have a 3.2-inch display on the back with 2.3 million dots. If you're asking me, it's thoughtfully designed with operators in mind. At the top, you have a 1.28-inch monochrome display to quickly view any camera settings. And the viewfinder is a 5.76 million dot OLED display that is very beautiful to look through. With the ability to go up to 120 frames per second, it just gives you an exceptional viewing experience. When it comes to connectivity, you have the ability to use USB-C 3.1, full-size HDMI, timecode, microphone, and a headphone jack. When it comes to wireless, you have Wi-Fi 5 capabilities as well as Bluetooth 5.0. And those are gonna be very valuable when you're looking to transfer files to the Leica Photos app. With a wireless connection, you're looking at transferring files at 40 megabytes per second, or 1 RAW file per second. With a wired connection, you can go as fast as 100 megabytes per second. The Leica SL3-S brings a wealth of features, and it's all housed inside an IP54 rated body, arguably its most important feature. As the saying goes, the best ability is availability, and this is a camera that you can use in just about any environment. From the blistering heat of India to the icy winds of the Antarctic, this is a camera that performed for us in all the situations we threw at it. With all of this in mind, let's dive into the core pillars of the Leica SL3-S and why it deserves a place in the market. When you ask the question, why does the Leica SL3-S exist, I think it comes down to 3 core pillars: performance, versatility, and durability. The Leica SL3-S obviously takes advantage of those unique differentiators in the Leica ecosystem, but what's unique about this camera is that it takes the performance to a much higher level. I created some of my best images for this campaign, and a lot of these images would have been much more difficult to replicate on a different Leica solution. Being able to take advantage of this processor and sensor to track incredibly fast subjects or to capture these rich tonalities in the files, it's something that just makes this a very valuable creative tool. If you're asking me, this camera sets a new benchmark for Leica, and when you take into account the brand new video features, it's something that really feels like a substantial upgrade from its predecessor. As an SL series camera, this camera also has an L mount, meaning that you can use a wide array of lenses to tell your story. Whether it was these incredible optics from Germany that are designed for the SL mount, or if you want to go into the archives and use these M lenses to craft a unique look, or you want to go to a different manufacturer and find another lens that's compatible with the L mount. The options are almost endless. Finally, there's durability. My Leica SL2S, I put that through rigorous productions, a real torture test, and the Leica SL3-S now carries that torch. No matter what kind of production or environment we were in, this camera would continue to perform. It's a camera that gives me the confidence that I'll be able to capture the shot no matter what the environment holds. Now, who should be excited about this camera? I think the SL3-S is designed with Leica users in mind, and specifically for enthusiasts and professionals that need incredible performance in photo and in video. This camera is going to be ideal for those that need an incredibly reliable tool that can deliver consistently great results across a variety of creative pursuits. For photographers, the 24 megapixel backside illuminated sensor strikes this perfect balance between size and speed that allows for a very manageable workflow and great results. And when you need higher resolution, you have that 96 megapixel multi-shot mode. And it also gives an exceptional autofocus performance, one that I've never seen in a Leica camera before. Further, its compatibility with the L-mount Alliance means that you have a ton of creative options to really tell your story. For filmmakers, the SL3-S offers advanced video capabilities, including 6K OpenGate recording, ProRes support, and 6K 30p RAW output. Unlimited recording times, 5-axis image stabilization, and dual-base ISO ensure smooth, high-quality footage in almost any setting, making it a strong option for hybrid creators and ambitious filmmakers. Adventurers will appreciate the SL3S's IP54 rated durability that allows it to perform in extreme situations. This camera withstood so much and all the while delivering top-tier results. Its advanced connectivity options, including Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5 and USB-C, means that you can seamlessly integrate into modern workflows regardless of what part of the world you're in. Whether you're a photographer, filmmaker, or a hybrid creator working in very challenging and dynamic conditions, the Leica SL3-S is a camera that instills confidence and creativity wherever you might find yourself. For those of you that have made it to the end of the video, and especially those of you that have been following my journey for years and been making it to the end of the video, I think you know that being selected as a global ambassador for Leica is an incredible honor. It's something that I deeply appreciate. I'll dive into more of the specifics and thoughts and behind the scenes. I'll save that for some future videos. Here, I just want to give a thanks to all the people at Leica that trusted me with this opportunity, but especially to those that helped me get here, including the team behind all these productions, the people that dedicated so much time, hours, creativity to bring a lot of these creative visions to life. You know, this is not a solo endeavor. And I said it before on this channel, and I say it often on my photo club, creativity is a team sport. And there's so many people that help bring this story to life. So thank you to all of those people. You know who you are, and especially if you haven't, please go check out the film that we made and check out the credits, because there's a ton of people involved in this, and leave your thoughts there. I can't wait to see where this year goes. I mean, this is how we're starting the year. We'll see where we end up. But I will say one more time, it is an incredible honor and a pleasure to become a Leica ambassador. And I look forward to continuing that journey and using this opportunity to give back and to support the next generation of creatives. As always, my name's Gajan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.